All right, man, let's get into it. That's better. Welcome to this Turnover Thursday, September 18th, 2025. This is so 317 D-Lo Show. All right. Nah, that's trippy. I didn't even peep this. So, all right, let's go do this. We'll start with Thursday game. Let's do our NFL review. They had the Packers and the Commanders on Thursday night. Homie was hit for it, but he was not hyped about this one. Green Bay got started with Romeo Dice, fire TD from Jordan Love, 7-zip. Then the second quarter, Josh Jacobs gets his second touchdown of the season, makes it 14-zip. And then at the half, it was 14-3 thanks to Matt Gay's dance. He couldn't make it even tighter because he missed one from 40. I think he doinked that joint. But either way, it's 14-3 at the half. Green Bay's only half third quarter score was a field goal, making 17-3 from McManus. In the full quarter, that's where things got a little bit interesting. DC came down at that Dasky and and got a touchdown from Zach Ertz to Jaden Daniels, 17-10. But Tucker Craft caught a nice 8-yard pass from Jordan Love, his second TD pass of the game, makes it 24-10. McManus and extra Damsky made it 27-10. Devo caught a TD from Jaden Daniels, and they went for two, and they got it, but he couldn't get anything after that. And Packers won 27-18. All right, Jordan Love was efficiently good, 19-31, 292, two TDs. Josh Jacobs, 23-84 yards in the TD. Tucker Craft won his beast, not what a beast of a night. 6 for 124 at TD. Dontavion Wicks, 4 for 44. Malik Heath had one catch for 37 yards. Luke Musgrave, 2 for 32. Romeo Dobbs, 3 for 20. 3 for 28 in a TD. And then Chris Brooks, 3 for 27. In this game, Jaden Reed, he was going for a catch and he came down right on his collarbone, shoulder, all of that. And he had to get surgery for it. And he had underwent successful surgery on Tuesday, repair a fractured collarbone and Jones fractured in his foot. So dang, he went out for two injuries. So at least he got both of them done. So he'll be out for at least a couple months. So I guess November we'll respect them or at least try to see if we can get back by then. So around week 11, 12, let's see if we can go back for the stretch run. All right, so we'll get well soon. We'll see. They had four sacks with his defense. Half the sacks came from Edrin Cooper, Carl Brooks, Michael Parsons, and Baron Sorrell. And then solo sacks came from Devontae Wyatt and Rayshawn Gary. So they was out there sacking their tails off. Couldn't take the turnovers. As for DC, Dan 24-42, 200 yards, two TDs. Also Eckler. Wow. Eckler, Krosky, Mary, and Jaden Daniels all had 17 yards rushing for 51 total combined. But Eckler, he tore his Achilles on this play too, on this night too. He tore it and looks like Krosky Mary get the burn to get it started. Zach Ertz, 6 for 64 yards to the TD. Terry McLaurin, 5 for 48. Debo, 7 for 44 in the TD. Luke had 1 for 19, others had singles. And they had two sacks in their defense. Half sack combination with Jacob Martin and Von Miller. And the last solo one came for Doron Say Armstrong. Dietrich Wise, he also got hurt in this play too. He tore his quad on the play. And we're not going to see him for the rest of the year. So get well wise. I think they signed Jadeveon Clowney from what I see. Well, who I see, that's the case. So Commanders and Packers are 2-0. Commanders are 1-1. No, it's funny. That's funny as hell. When I would scroll down further, it showed all the it showed like the fantasy team guys who I had on my teams, and that was kind of cool actually. That was actually kind of cool. All right, Ravens. We dominated on Sunday against the Browns. A little touch and go the first half. You ain't gonna lie, a little touch and go, but we won this one convincing the second half, 41-17. We outscored them 31-14. 14 the second half. We only got a Dansky, and in the first quarter, it was all right. We got started. Tylen Wallace, it's a 15-yard TD pass. Lamar Jackson makes a 10-zip. And right before the half, Andrew Smize hit the dance. He made it 10-3. So our little touch and go in that third quarter, too. Because I don't know how we only ended up with a dance, but we had one from Luke. And there was a lot of times we could have scored more. But when we got to the one of those drives, we didn't hang out to Henry. None of those times, and we settled. I think this is the one that we settled. Because we had a block. We blocked the punt. And I think we got in there deep, and we couldn't. I don't know why. Just didn't get there. But either way, couple minutes later, after the Luke field goal, then we got a pick. Nate Wiggins got a pick for us. 2 minutes later, Devontae Wall cuts a TD for Lamar Jackson 2 yards out. We up 20-3. Browns had the luckiest TD they ever had this season, because this one from Joe Flacco set to Tiller, 18-yard TD. It should have been a pick by Humphrey, but it goes through his hands. Instead of Tillman waits perfectly waits there, and it goes right into his grass, and he gets a touchdown. So I'm like, are you kidding me? That's why I was like, please do not tell me about to blow this shit. Do not tell me about to blow this shit. I was like, do not tell me we're about to blow this. But the fourth quarter, Devontae Walker gets his second tee of the game on 2 catches for 24 yards out, made 27-10. Then we got the Joe phone recovery TD, thanks to Roquan Smith, run it all the way to the house, and we got the touchdown, 34-10. Then Lamar threw another dime to DeAndre Hopkins, 23 yards out, made it 41-10. Thank goodness Dylan Sampson at least made my team a little bit better with this trade. But he gets an 8-yard TD from Dylan Gabriel on his birthday, so good. I'm not gonna lie, the Browns shut down Derrick Henry. He only had 23 rushings on 11 carries. I was like, damn, that was actually impressive. So that impressed me. I was like, whoa. And I'm glad I picked the Ravens. We won this one handily, 41-17. All right, Lamar Jackson. This was kind of off game for him. He's a little inaccurate a few times. He wasn't the cool Lamar as he always is, but he was still doing his thing. 19-29, 225, 4 TDs, no picks. He got sacked 3 times. I'm like, great. Like I said, they shut down our running game. We only had 45 rushing yards total, 23 from Henry and 13 from Lamar. Yeah, they shut us down. That was bad. Zay Flowers was eating 7 for 75 yards. D-Hop 2 for 64 yards in the TD. That first one was a catch. It was a 41-yard catch, but they put him down to 1 because it was like, oh. I think that was the one where we got stopped because that was really weird. We should have really been 2 touchdowns. But either way. Devontae Walker, 2 catches, 26 yards, 2 TDs. Tyler Watts, 2 for 25 in the TD. Justice Hill, 3 for 18. Bateman, 2 for 15. And he's only 1 catch on 3 targets. He dropped the easy TD pass. I was surprised. I was like, because he caught it. And it was kind of like the Dez play where he took the 2 feet, but then the ball got deflected. It kind of remember that and the Lee Evans catch a little bit, but I was like, well, damn. You should have just cut it high and do that. Derrick Henry did fumble, but Tyler Walls recovered it too. So we had back-to-back weeks of fumbles. This one, at least one was recovered for our offense. Thank you, Tyler, for your awareness. Roquan Smith had a beast of a game. 15 total tackles, 8 solo, had a fumble recovery for a TD. It was our defensive player of the week for the entire league. Shout out to Roquan on that one, big boy. We had 2 sacks, one from Tavius Robinson and Nandi Matabike. So we had them boys going right. But Kyle Van Noy did go down. He has a hammy issue. I'm like, uh-oh. So we're going to need help from our end rushers the next few weeks. Wiggins got a pick. He took it down to 61 yards. He got within the 5. And that was where one of our score opportunities came from. And shot at the guy that blocked the punt. What's the guy that blocked the punt? Where he at? Yeah, and we got a block punt too. Anyway, for the Browns, Joe, he got a lot of love from the city. You know, from coaches to the players to even fans too. He's like, We remember Joe. We give respect to Joe. But he did a 25, 45, 199 a T and pick. He threw 45 times. I didn't feel like it. And Dylan Gabriel got some burn. He was 3 of 3 for 19 yards and TD. Quinton Judkins, who got the star, he off the pass, off reserve. He's like, hey, get some burn, kid. 61 yards on 10 carries. I wasn't worried. I got him on my team now. And I got nervous how he's gonna do. I didn't start him, but he showed promise, so he gonna get the start next week. That and I traded Genty away for some shit. Either way, Jerome Ford 31 yards, 6 carries. Jerry Judy Ford 51. Harold Fannin Jr. 5 for 48. David Njoku 4 for 40. Jerome Ford 5 for 23. Tillman 2 catches, 22 yards, a TD. Dylan Sampson 3 for 13, a TD. Judkins 3 for 10. So yeah, they had a lot. Joe lost a fumble and threw a pick. So yeah, 2 turnovers. They had 3 sacks in the defense. 1.5 came from, of course, Myles Garrett. 1 solo came from Devin Bush, and half of the other sack came from Cameron Thomas. I was thinking, oh, there's a different Cameron Thomas. That's a different one. Either way, shout out to Rays. We got our first win of the year at the bank. All right, Rams and Tennessee in Tennessee. The Rams win this one 33-19. Stuffing Stafford and Puka Nacua are the main two. Puka get the scoring started with a 45-yard rushing TD, made it 7-zip in the first quarter. Tennessee get a Dansky, make it 7-3. Carter gets a Dansky 10-3, but Tennessee ties it with 38 seconds left in the first half. Thanks to Alec A.O. Miners 9-yard TD pass to make it a tie game. But then they get a power over powers activated, and they get within 37-yard field goal range for Joey Sly to make it 13-10. They're just kicking Dansky's stretch to stretch, back to back by Cardi and Sly. Tennessee still up 16-13. But Rams take the lead finally. They said Stafford finding Davis Allen for an 8-yard TD, make it 20-16. Then it was a fourth quarter takeover by the Rams. Another TD from Stafford, this time to Devontae Adams, and make it 27-16. Then they go up 33-16 thanks to Blake Corn 1-yard TD, but the extra point got blocked. And they only could muster up a Dansky, Tennessee could, to make it 33-19, and that's the final. Well, good. I got this pick right too. Good. Stuffing Stafford. The stuffing the stat third. 23-33, 298, 2 TDs in the pick. Kyle Williams, 66 yards on 17 carries. Puka 1 carry, 45 yards at TD. Blake Corn, 44 yards on 5 carries in the TD. Stafford tried to run. Oh, good grief. Devontae Adams, 6 for 106 in the TD. Puka Nacua, 8 for 91. Jordan Whittington, 2 for 42. Tyler Higbee, 4 for 37. Kyle Williams, 2 for 14. And Davis Allen, 1 for 8. And that TD, way to make use of your yards. Stafford will recover his own. Good guy. And Nate Landman had 8 tackles and recovered the phone for the defense. Good job. They had 5 sacks in the defense, 2 from Byron Young, 1 from Cam Curl, 1 from Kobe Turner, and 1 from Josiah Stewart. Nice. No picks, but they make some mayhem though, so that's good. Shout out to the Rams, they 2-0. As for Tennessee, Cam Ward, a little decent, a little better than week 1, but 1933, 175 in the TD. Pilot 92 yards on 20 carries. Okay. Kyle Ridley, 3 for 57 yards. Alec A.O. Minor, 4 for 56. And the TD, Chiganowe Okonkwo, 4 for 35 yards. Tyler had 2 catches. Cam lost the fumble, so that's how that Latin man got that recovery. And they only had 1 sack from the defense from Amani Hooker, the safety. Cody Barton with a pick, and at least they got something out their systems. So yeah, 2-0. All right, Bengals and the Jaguars and in the pound. Bow the kitty cats. All right. Well, the Kitty Cat Brigade had something against Joe Burrow because they took him out. Well, good grief. I think it was second quarter. And he got sacked, and his foot got twisted. I see how I got twisted, and I see how he got the twist. I was like, ooh, that looked like it hurt. So Joe Burrow got substituted out for Jake Brown, and it was real touch and go. But in the end, Jake got the getting running TD from 1 yard out. He made it 31-27 finale. And boy, Jake Brown almost threw it away for them boys. Jesus Christ. He was sharing everything. Joe Burrow was solid before he got injured. 7 for 13, 76 yards of the TD. Jake Brown in 21 and 32, 241, 2 TDs, 3 picks, was sharing a storm, but he got 3 total TDs because he ran one in from the 1 yard out. So good. Chase Brown, 47 yards, 16 carries. Jamar Chase, a beast, 14 catches, 165 yards in the TD. T. Higgins, 3 for 56 in the TD. Noah Fant, 3 for 28. Brown, 2 for 18. Mitchell Tinsley, 1 for 13 in TD, and gets second, 3 for 18. I will never get Eel Cyrus again. I didn't start him, but I would never have him on my roster. Trey Hendrickson, he had the game-winning sack. That was the only sack that Cincinnati got there throughout the game, but it came in the most important time after they scored a touchdown. And it was first play out the gate. Lawrence trying to find somebody. He tries to run, but boom! Trey comes behind and sacks his ass. So yeah. And they got 2 picks for the defense. One from Jordan Battle and one from Dax Hill. So he's out there. Even though they themselves. So at least they won the turnover battle, at least. They lost it. As for Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence, 24-42, 271, 3 TDs, 2 picks. ETN, 71 yards and 14 carries. Bashal Tootin, 42 yards and 8 carries. LaQuint Allen Jr., 13 yards and 2 carries. Anyway, Parker Washington, 5 for 76. De'Ami Brown, 5 for 57 to TD. Brian Thomas, 4 for 49. Bashal Tootin, 2 for 32 in the TD. Travis Hunt, 3 for 22. Travis Etienne, 2 for 18 and a TD. Brandon Strange, 3 for 17. That sounds strange. And Trevor covers old fumble. Good grief. Good job. They had 3 sacks of defense, one from Foyesade Olokun, Trayvon Walker, and Eric Armstead, the veteran. And they had 3 picks, one from Andrew Wingard, Devin Lloyd, and Eric Murray. So it's out there. They won a turnover battle, but I guess they couldn't win the football war. And Cincinnati goes 2-0, while the Bengals go to 1-1. Bills blow out the Jets 30-10, and then they take the freak out of Justin Fields. Good grief. Well, it was the James Cook show because he won the first TD in the first 7-zip. Played it with a dynasty 10-zip. 2 straight in a row, made a 13-zip in the second quarter. They had a 44-yard TD from Cook, made a 20-zip. It was 23-0 thanks to Foles Damskis. Then another Damski from Prayer 23-3. 33 thanks to Elijah Moore. And Jerry Ruckert got a fire TD from Tyrod Taylor. Shout out to Tyrod, who will start this week because he's still out with a concussion. So, back to Rivers. Look at that. Anyway, Josh Allen kept it simple, 14-25, 148. He did nothing not fuck up. He didn't do nothing to maintain the blowout. But he did enough. Either way, Mitch, 1 for 2, 32 yards. He made money moves, Mitch. Money making. You feel me? James Cook, 21 to 30, 132, 2 TDs. I love it. Alex 6 is 59 yards. Ray Day is 9 for 24. Elijah Moore had the 6 yards and the TD on 2 carries. I love it. Joshua Palmer, 2 for 47. Dalton Kincaid, 4 for 37. Elijah Moore, 1 for 31. Keon Coleman, 3 for 26. Austin Knox, 2 for 19. And Shakira had 1 for 12. James Cook fumbled, but his lineman Spencer Brown recovered. And AJ Epinesa recovered the fumble for the defense. They had 4 sacks in the defense. One solo came from Cole Bishop and Joey Bosa and Daquan Jones. And then the half sack combination came from Zion Logu and Greg Rousseau. Shout out to them. There was no guy on the. They had 53 total tackles on defense. No guy had more than 5, and the only two that had 5 was Bishop and Milano. So they really shut their whole system down. Well, the Jets, Fields got 311 for 27 yards before he got hurt. Ouch. And then he fumbled and lost a fumble. Gary Wilson fumbled but recovered his own fumble. And he was the only man that was in double figures in receiving, 4 for 50 yards. Jesus Christ. Tyler Taylor came in 7 for 11, 56 yards and TD. Justin Fields, 49 yards and 5 carries. Brees Hall at 29, 10 carries. Tyler, 21 on 3 carries. Shout out Tyler. Shout out my man. I agree. One carry for negative 10 yards. What in the world happened? They blew that play up like a dynamite. Now, Mason Taylor recovered the phone from the office as well. They only had 1 sack from the defense. Jawan Briggs. That's a different way to spell Jawan. With 2 O's. Jowon. That's an interesting way to spell it. I would say that's the first time I've ever seen it spelled that way. So good with the Bills. Got that one right too. We're perfect so far. We're going down the line. All right. Patriots and Dolphins. Who's going to 0-2? Not the Patriots. They're not. As they beat the freaking Dolphins 33-27. Matt Collins gets started with the 8-yard TD pass from Drake May. Then gets the second TD. Then May throws a second pass and TD as in the first quarter to Kayshawn Booty from 16 yards. I make a 12-zip. Andy Borregas missed 2 field down extra points after the fact. I'm surprised he got a job. Jalen Waddle gets Miami on board with an 18-yard TD pass from Tua. Then Borregales finally gets himself right with the dynasty made 15-7. Then A-Chain gets a pass from Tua, takes it 29 yards for the score. Miami takes the lead with 2 Riley pass and Damskis, 20-15. Then Drake May finds Ramondre Stevenson for a 6-yard TD. He runs in a 6-yard TD from Ramondre Stevenson, and Ramondre Stevenson makes it a 2-point, makes the 2-point conversion, makes it 23-20. Couldn't get that sentence out. But the fourth quarter was just dominated by the special teams game. On a punt, New England threw the punt away. But Malik Washington takes it 74 yards to the house. But then 12 seconds after that, Antonio Gibson on the kick return takes it 90 yards to the house. And that was the main one. Borregales makes it a 33-27 game, and Miami could not get the drive in the last bit. So 33-27 victory Miami. Nice. I mean, New England. Sorry. Drake May has been pretty impressive the first couple weeks. He did good this one. 19-23 for 230 yards, 2 TDs, and he ran within 31 yards and the third TD himself. Ramondre Stevenson, 54 yards and 11 carries. Did pretty solid. Gibson, 27. He had a return TD. And Trayon Henderson, 3 for 10 yards. Surprise. Ramondre Stevenson, 88 yards with 5 catches. He led the team. Surprise. Also, Hooper, 3 for 38. Diggs, 4 for 32. Henderson, 2 for 30. And then Booty had the 1 for 16. And then Haas had 1 for 8. Everybody had 1 for catches. 1 for 8, 1 for 8, 1 for 1. Yeah, it was a little shit. They get the center fumble. This is the first time center gonna be on it, but Drake may recover for his boys. I got you, buddy. And he had 5 sacks of defense. 2 came from Milton Williams. Ones came from Robert Spillane, Harold Landry, and Clavon Chason. Chason with it. Chason with it. You gotta know. I don't think he's gotta play that part. Don't play the rest of the song. Marte Mapu. Sound French as hell. I know he's probably Yeah, I was saying. I already know. But with a pick. But really, he really did sound his name did sound French for like a half a second. Either way, Patriots, good job. Get your first win of the season. And I think new coach. New coach. Anyway. Tua, 26 32, 315, two D's a pick. A lot better than last week, because last week you was like some booty cheeks. But still, nah. A-Chain, 30 yards on 11 carries. Malik Washington, 23 on 3 carries. Tyree Hill, 6 for 109. Finally went ham. Devon A-Chain, 8 for 92 in the TD. Jalen Waddle, 5 for 68 in the TD. Nick Westbrook Akine, 2 for 18. Alec Gold, 2 for 13. Let's go. And they had 3 sacks in their defense. One from Jordan Brooks, one from Bradley Chubb, and one from Chop Robinson. Chop, 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 chop style. So you had Chopper and a chaser. A Chopper and a chaser. That's the first pick I got wrong, so I'm mad. But it's whatever. All right, next, let's go to 49ers and Saints. Had an interesting QB matchup. Mac Jones got the start in place with Brock Purdy. And, New Orleans has no answers for after Drew Brees, so they're going to work with what they got. But Mac, he did well. He got a started scoring in the first with Luke Farrell's 6-yard TD pass to him, throwing the TD to him. Then Eddie Pinero, Dansky make it 9-zip. Jawan Johnson gets the TD, 9-7. So they're within 2. But Chris McCaffrey gets a 7-yard TD from Mac Jones, makes it 16-7 at the half. I got a joke for Philly. I got a joke later. Rashid Shaheed, 3-yard TD from Spencer Rattler makes it 16-14. Then Adamski from Pinnell makes it 19-14, stretch the lead. Then the beginning of the fourth, Jawan Jennings, 42-yard TD catch from Matt Jones, makes it 26-14. Devon Valley, 3-yard TD from Spencer Rattler, makes it 26-21. But San Fran held the court down and killed that momentum and won the game 26-21. Pull it out the victory. Matt Jones, probably best I've seen since probably his rookie year. 26-39, 279, 3 TDs. Pretty good numbers. Christian McCaffrey, 55 yards, 13 carries. Brian Robinson, 20 on 6 carries. Okay, is he doing something? Jawan James, 5 for 89, a TD. Ricky Purcell, 4 for 56. Christian McCaffrey, 6 for 52 in a TD. Kendrick Bourne, 3 for 32. Jake Tongues, 4 for 31. Luke Farrell, 2 for 15 a TD. So they got 2 big positions, QB and tight end, they had to replace. And they still came out with a W. Nice. Mac fumbled but lost one, but recovered his other, so he split 50-50. And Fred Warner forced a fumble, recovered the fumble, and had 11 tackles in the night. 3 sacks in the defense, one from Nick Bosa, of course. Well, I'm going to say Ruiz is on the line. I don't know what the fuck was he at, but either way, Ruiz on the line. Spencer did pretty well. 25, 34, 207, 3 TDs. Kamara 24-99. No TDs, but he did pretty well. But he fumbled too, so that's not good. It's all right. Spencer Rattler fumbled, but Cesar Ruiz recovered the fumble for the offense. Thank goodness. And Chris Olave, 654. Rashid Shaheed, 452 in the TD. Jawan Johnson, 549 in the TD. Brandon Cooks, 2 for 26. Al Cabrera, 6 for 21. Bailey with the 1 catch for 3 yards in TD. DeMario and Fred Warren, they had the same line. 11 tackles and recovered a fumble. On emphasis, DeMario didn't have a tackle for loss. But he had 3 sacks in defense, 2 from Carl Granderson and 1 for Chris Rumph the second. Oh, you're the son of the other Rumph. Okay, nice. 49ers keep my streak alive. The most exciting game of Sunday afternoon was the Cowboys and the Giants in Dallas. Oh boy, this was a high scoring affair. And they made Russ turn back the clock to 2014. I said, good grief, I ain't seen him playing that pill since that day. All right. It started with a Dansky fest between the Cowboys and the Giants. Two Danskys from Greg Gano in the first. Then to start the second quarter was Brandon Aubrey midway. Then the TD started flowing after that. Neighbors gets a 29-yard TD from Russ, make it 13-3. Turpin answered back 13-10 at half. Then Javonte Williams 30-yard TD run. Dallas takes the lead 17-13. Gano Dansky 17-16. It's all simple, right? Think it was simple. Brandon Aubrey gets a start in the fourth with a Dansky 20-16. Cam Scatterboo 1-yard TD 23-20. Answer back Miles Sanders 4-yard TD 27-23. Wendell Robinson 32-yard TD pass from Russ 30-27. George Pickens 34-30 60-yard TD from Dak Prescott. Then Malik Neighbors 48-yard TD pass from Russ, and he gets the TD, take the lead 37-34. They had 25 seconds getting in Aubrey's range, and he got within the range of 64-yard field goal to tie the game to go to overtime. And they punted back and forth once each. Then the Giants get it back. Russ throws a punt interception because he airmailed that. He's like fucking Malik down there somewhere. And I was like, oh shit. Then I was like, oh, I got a pick. Thank you, Russ. Thank you. So we had that. And then they got in the range for Aubrey. Dak ran the first. Slid down. And at the buzzer, Aubrey makes it. And it's 40-37 Cowboy victory. Wow. What a game. What a high scoring affair. That fourth quarter, they said that was the most points in the fourth quarter between their rivalry's existence. It was 41. 21-20 to force one game, force the last period. All right, Cowboys. Dak 30-52, 361, 2 T's and a pick. Javonte wins 18 for 97 yards on the TD. 17 yards for Dak on the ground, 15 for Miles Sanders in the TD. CeeDee Lamb 9 for 122, 9 for 112. Not the same, my fault. Jake Ferguson bounces 978 yards. George Pickens 5 for 68 yards in the TD. Cavante Turpin 4 for 47 in the TD. Javonte 6 for 33. Okay. Jalen Tolbert 2 for 16. Nice work. Dak fumbled but recovered his zone. Good awareness, my guy. And they had 3 sacks of defense. One from James Houston, Kenny Clark, and was the last Jai at? No, I think Oza Ogazibu, but they ain't for it. They don't. They get him extra sack. I know it because I look at all the names. I see Clark and Houston with one, but they ain't showing the last one. Maybe in Childress or something. Don Wilson got the pick for the defense. Thank goodness. Russ, you look good out there, my guy. Except that last throw. You look good out there. Way better than last week. But he was 30-41, 450 yards, 3 TDs and a pick. Okay, Russ. Can Scatterboo, 11-45 in the TD. Russ had 23 yards on the ground, too. Oh, shit, Russ. 15 for Tracy. Malik Neighbors, 9 for 167, 2 TDs. Wendell Rouse, 8 for 142 in the TD. Darius Slayton 2 for 61, Tracy 4 for 36, Theo Johnson 3 for 4 for 34. Good grief. And Scatterboo had 2 for 14. Damn, most of the yards went from the first 2 guys. Damn. Shout out to that. Damn, Paulson Abdebo. 13 total tackles, 11 solo. Sheesh. And they had 3 sacks of these. Can you show you 3? All right, the ones came from Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, and Elijah Garcia. Oy vey. And Drew Phillips got a pick for the defense. At least they got something on their ledger, at least. At least y'all finally got your first turnover this season. DC didn't give you one last week. But I got this one right. Bears gotta bear down and figure this shit out. Cause Detroit, they just obliterated their old offensive coordinator 52-21. Bear down. Ram. I'm just gonna bear down and give you the stats, cause good grief. It's a lot. Jared Goff, 23-28, 334, 5 TDs. Jameer Gibbs, 94 yards and 12 carries in a TD. Montgomery, 57 yards and 11 carries in a TD. Amara, St. Brown, 9 for 115, 3 TDs. Jameson Williams, 2 for 108 in the TD. Brock Wright, 3 for 28 in TD. Isaac Tesla, 1 for 29. Sam Laporte, 3 for 26. That's a tight end by committee, Jack. And speaking of Jack Campbell called the phone for the defense with his 8 tackles. They had 4 sacks for defense, 1 from Brian Branch, Al-Qadim Muhammad, Marcus Davenport, and Aiden Hutchinson. Why I feel Davenport's been there a long time, but they got me young boy. But I'm thinking the other Davenport. That was another Marcus in a different timeline. Curry Joseph got a pick for the defense, and that was all she wrote for the Bears. As for the Bears, Caleb Williams, 19-30, 207, 2 TDs, and a pick. I like his arm, but don't call him a generational talent, please. Generational talent, they are different, please. Like, I don't know, we're physically imposing, please. You're setting them up for too high expectations, good man. Tyson Badger, 2 for 3, 27 yards. DeAndre Swift, 12 for 63 yards in the TD. Kyle Manangai, 28 on 7 carries. Caleb Williams, 27 on 5 carries. Romeo Dunze, 7 for 128, 2 TDs. DJ Moore, 5 for 46. Cole Kmet, 2 for 29. Olamide Zacchaeus, 2 for 12. Swift lost a fumble. That's not good. Badger recovered. Badger lost a fumble, but Manangai recovered. So that's good. Good awareness. No sacks to defense, but then you have to say get surgery for Jalen Johnson, their corner. So he's gonna have to get the groin surgery. So pull bad for their defense even more. So boo. All right, let's go to the next few. Seahawks beat the Steelers 31-17. Thank you, Seattle, even though I picked the Steelers. Sam Darnold was 22-33, 295, 2-2, 2 TDs, 2 picks. Kenneth Walker, 105 yards on 13 carries and a TD. Chardonnay had 15 carries with 10 yards. Good grief. Jackson Smith and Najiba, 8 for 103. Cooper Kupp, 7 for 90. Torrey Horton, 2 for 32 in the TD. Elijah Royal, 2 for 31. AJ Barnes, 2 for 26 in the TD. I like it. Ernest Johnson with 10 total tackles. They had 3 sacks for the defense. 1 came from Jerron Reed. 1 came from Byron Murphy the second. And the last half one came from Leonard Williams. I like it. Okay, big fella. Wait, what's that? All right, chosen one. All right. I was like, what's that tattoo on his neck? And it said chosen one. I was like, okay, I like it. And let's say Leonard Williams got hat in the sack. There you go. Yeah, 2 picks, 1 from Kobe Bryant and Darion Kendrick. I like it. Thank you for taking off double check twice. As for Steeler Nation, double check, ho. 18 for 33, 203, 1 TD, 2 picks. Thanks for sharing, Darren. Thanks for sharing, Aaron. Mason Rudolph, 2 for 12 yards. Jalen Warren, 48 yards and 14 carries. Gainwell, 20 on 5 carries. Aaron ran for 3 yards. Good grief, that was a long ass 3 yards. Jalen Warren, 4 for 86. Pat 5 moved 3 for 31. Jonas Smith, 4 for 27. DK 3 for 20 in the TD. Calvin had a 1 for 22. And everybody else was just picking up the scraps. Payne Wilson had a sack, and Jack Sawyer, too. Those are 2 guys that had a sack. Hey, I'm from Ohio State. Oh, you got drafted these guys? Oh, Jack. Well, at least you got your first career sack, but you're on that team. Nick Herbig got a pick for the defense, so did Jalen Ramsey. But hey, Y'all still lost. Ha ha. Colts beat the Broncos in thrilling fashion 29-28. Thanks to the hero of them all, Spencer Schrader. He bucked in two damn skis in the fourth as the defense shut them down in the last two to get them the victory. He scored the last 9 points. It was 20-20 when JK took the lead and they got the extra point. So that's good. Good job. Yay. Yay. Ish. As the Colts go to 2-0, I'm going to get the Colts. Daniel Jones, Indiana Jones, 23-34, 316. What? And the TD? What? And no picks? What? And only sacked once? What? Huh? Jonathan Taylor 165 yards and 25 carries. And Danny ran a TD in? What? 2 TDs? What? Huh? What? Am I seeing this right? He's playing good football. Holy snaps. Tyler Warren 4 for 79 yards on the receiving. Alec Pierce 4 for 68. Josh Downs 6 for 51 yards. JT 2 catches 50 yards. One of them came for 43 yards out. He was running his tail feather off, but he didn't get in the end zone that one. The one was for 7. Michael Pittman 4 for 40. Adonai Mitchell 2 for 20. I see him in a minute. That's good. No sacks in the defense. They couldn't create no mayhem. But they got one from Cam Bonham, though. He got a pick for the defense. So that's good. At least they got something from there to hang their hat on the defensive end. Bo Nix, he did good. Way better than week 1. 22, 30, 206, 3 TDs and a pick. J.K. Dobbins, 76 yards on 14 carries and TD. Bo had 20 on 3. It sound like a gas thing. uh, Troy Franklin, he led the team receiving and yards, 8 for 89 in TD by far. Marvin Mims Jr., 2 for 24 in the TD. Tyler Beatty, 2 for 19. Adam Troutman, 3 for 10 in the TD. I guess he missed. I know he misses Russ. He's like, man, Russ used to feed me all the time, fam. I don't get fed by this young bull right here. He don't feed me with nothing. You feel me, coach? Like, right. They only had one sack from Justin Stranad. I feel his name is missing a vowel. It's missing a vowel, but it's like, no, I don't want a vowel. I just want to be Snad. Because I'm a stud, sir. I got this one wrong, too. Cardinals and Panthers. Cardinals are 2-0 now. Oh, snap. The veteran still kicking around. Calais Campbell. He had the game sealing sack that forced and the Cardinals pull out the victory 27-22. Because they was up 23 at the half, 27-3 in the third quarter, but the Panthers made a roaring comeback in the third and fourth quarter to make it a 2-point game. Well, a 5-point game. They was driving for the last drive, and they couldn't get her done, son. The Panthers go to 0-2. Good grief. Kyler, 17-25, 220, a TD and a pick. James Conner, 30 yards in a TD, 11 carries. Kyler, 32 on 7 carries, and Benson with 14 on 3. That sound like I'd say gas either. Trey McBride, 6 for 78 yards. Elijah Higgins, 2 for 45. Trey Benson, 4 for 30. Marvin Harrison Jr., 2 for 27. Michael Wilson had 1 catch for 11 yards and a TD. May make use of your catches. And Zaven Collins had recovered the phone for the defense. He had 3 sacks for the defense. 1 from Josh Sweat and 2 from the veteran Calais Campbell. Love it, big fella. Shout out to Zaven, too, for recovering that fella, big fella. Baron Browning got a pick for the defense as well. So there's active hands and active feet. All right. Bryce Young, he did well on the comeback spree. 35 of 55, 328. Good grief. 3 T's in a pick. Chuba Hubbard, 38 yards on the ground, 10 carries. Tetayori McMillan, 6 for 110, Nice. Jatavion Sanders, 754. Hunter Renfro, 748, 2 TDs. Bryce Tremaine, 3 for 48. Chuba Hubbard, 5 for 39 and TD. Tommy Tremble, 3 for 20. Rico Dowdle, 1 for 10. Everybody was eating on his expense. Except for Lee Gay. God damn, 8 targets, only got 1 catch? Yeah, I'm not using you. But Bryce lost the fumble at the end, so I know he's pissed about that. He was about to lead a comeback, but that's not meant to be. They had 1 sack from Princely Humanimian. Humanimian. Len. Yeah, I'll try to pronounce the names as best as I can. I was trying to sound it out, but Humanimilian. I'm gonna say that. That's the best I can do. Sorry, bro. I didn't mean that's your name, though. But DJ Warner with the pick. I was trying to pronounce it for like 5 minutes by myself. I was like, what? But that was the closest I could get. But you mean Nelumnu. But I'm gonna make it right next time. You know what I'm saying? If you make a highlight for me, I'll make it right. But he was the only highlight for the sack department, so good. Eagles and Chiefs. It's funny how Eagles came from the Philly push to the touch push, or the Philly special to the touch push. It's funny how they went from the. I really do, because they had the Philly special. I don't think they even know how to do that anymore. I don't even know they got the tools for that play anymore. That's the funniest hell. I don't even think I don't think they have the tools for that anymore. They don't got the Burton who can throw as a tight end. They don't got the Foles who can catch it. I think Hurst can catch, but I don't think they can even do that no more because they want to push their tush in the person's face or something. I don't know. They want to push their QB's tush, I think. What the heck? Something weird. But this man put me to sleep. I'm not gonna lie. I went to sleep during this game. Cause it was like 10 and a half. I'm like, but I'm getting sleepy. I see my Ravens win. I was feeling good. I was like, this game boring. I fell asleep. I'm not gonna lie to you. I fell asleep. So I missed saying that. The first half, I seen Barkley ran in 7-yard, 13-yard TD, 7-zip. Then Bucker and Pat, they got points of Pat running his ass off over the fucking place. Look familiar, huh? And Jake Elliott kicked the dash in the half. After that, I was freaking sleep. I was like, damn, this game boring in the half. They're like, it's a Super Bowl rematch. To hype the sell up, but I'm like, I'm like, what the fuck? Super Bowl rematch my ass. There only was a one dance from Elliott that Hurts touch pushed himself in for 1-yard TD, making 20-10. Then Pat threw a dime to Tyquan, threw it 49 yards out, made 2017, but the Chiefs couldn't get the ball back, so it was 120-17. Yeah, I fell asleep this one. What the hell? Jalen Hurts, 15-22, 101. Nothing. You know, Young Barkley, 88 yards on 22 carries and a TD. Solid numbers. And you know, Hurts got touch push himself for a yard for a TD, 15 yards. AJ with 19 cards too. Devontae Smith was the high man, 53 yards on 4 catches. AJ Brown 5 for 27. Good grief. And everybody else just ones and twos. Hurts fumble, but Grant Calcaterra recovered the fumble for his offense to keep the turnover battle in their favor. And he had 2 sacks from the defense. One came from Moro Yojomo, and the half sack combination came from Andrew Mukuba and Zadarius Smith. What the, bruh? You keep going everybody else but back to Baltimore. You going to all the teams of the animals, the Lions, the freaking Vikings. Well, they were animals in their own different way. And now the Eagles. Like, come on. Man, come on. Man, you every other team. Andrew Makuba. He had himself a nice game. Half a sack and a pick. Nice. Could have been a player of the week nominee, but you know, he had a tax. You know what I'm saying? You ain't rack up the tax, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You ain't rack up your tax stats. That's 6, which is pretty solid. Either way. Chiefs. 0-2. They're missing their weapons. They're missing Rice. I think Howard got hurt this game too. I seen him limp off at one point. I don't know if he came back. He probably did at some point. But either way, it's not the same team. Pat 16-29, 187 to TD in the pick, and ran for 66 yards in the TD. They have Korean Pacheco, but they only had combined 53 yards was combined each. Well, combined together, if you combine the numbers. Kant had 31 and 8 carries, and Pacheco 22 on 10 carries. We're going shitty there. Kelsey 61 yards, 4 catches. Tyquan throwing 2 for 59 to TD. Nice. 5 for 30 from Hollywood Brown. 1 for Nico Remigio for 21 yards, and the others just others. And Kareem got good awareness recovering his own fumble. Good job, sir. And he had 2 sacks to defense. Allegedly. 1 from Omar Norman Lotz. Shout out to him. And then I mentioned the other guy. So I'm looking, and I don't see no guy. That's why ASP on that weird shit. I don't get it. Anyway. Yeah, they came from the tush push, from the freaking Philly special to the tush push. And on Sunday night was a defensive rookie quarterback showcase between the Falcons and the Vikings, which I thought was very interesting. Falcons, if they play against the right team, they have a pretty solid defense, and they won this one 22-6. It was a bunch of Damskis all game. Oh my god, it was Damski on Damski on Damski on Damski on Damski on Damski on Damskis. Ew. It was 9-6 and a half. I said, "Oh my god, he's just all kicking down. Excuse me, serious? Are you getting a touchdown?" And it took a lot of lugging and tugging. There was a lot of requesting. Well, we finally got a TD from Tyler Algier in the last 3 minutes of the game from 5 yards out, rushing TD. And that was it. That was it. That was it. I was like, God, there was a bunch of damn skis and just a bunch of freaking kicking. I was like, so all the kicker fancy stats. If you had where's the kicker? If you had Parker Romo or Parker Romo, you was eating well. Michael Penix, he didn't fill out a stat sheet because Niners ain't looking too crazy. 13 and 21, 35. But he gets that ball out that zone fast, and that's what they can use. So do that. Bijan Robinson, 143 yards on 22 carries. Tyler Algier, 76 yards on 16 carries and a TD. Drake London, 3 for 49. Kyle Pitts Sr., 4 for 37. Bijan, 3 for 25. Mooney, 2 for 20. Darnell. Oh, well. London with Foster fumbles, so that sucks. With Mike Ford Jr. and Devon Diablo recover fumbles for the defense. So at least they got something for themselves. They had 6 sacks. It was out there sack festing. 1.5 sacks came from Zach Harrison and Brandon Dorless. Yes. 1 full one came from Jalon Walker. That's a different one name. And Leonard Floyd, shout out to the veteran. And then the hashtag combinations came from James Pierce Jr. and Rook Orohoro. Okay. Orohoro. Like, it's like he's saying Rojo 3 times. Rook red. Rojo. So, yeah. And they got 2 picks, Xavier Watts and Billy Bowman Jr. Shout out to all them. Hey, they played some good defense out there. That was probably the first time in a long time I could say, damn, Atlanta has a defense? Pretty good defense. It's been a while since we heard that. It's been a long time since we heard to say that sentence. I hope AJ Terrell's all right because he got hurt in this game too. I seen him. I was like, damn, hope he's all right. He got hammy. He has a hammy issue. So, hope he can. He ain't practice yesterday, so hope he can practice at least by Friday. If not, he might not play. So we'll see how that goes. As for the Vikings, y'all got your own injury history. JJ McCarthy, 11-21, 151, no TDs, 2 picks. He injured his ankle too. So Carson Wentz is going to start, which is interesting. I knew he went there, but I was like, interesting. But they also that Jordan Mason 9 for 30, J.D. McCarthy 5 for 25, and Aaron Jones 5 for 23, and he injured his hamstring, so he's gonna be out on the injury list. You know what they say this time? Bring back Cam Akers, ho, because we need some freaking running backs. So we'll see you there, Cam. Justin Jefferson 3 for 81. Yeah, a long 50-yard tee that got them within field goal range. So that's the reason why they got 6 points at the half. Jalen Naylor 3 for 31. Thielen 2 for 26. Hodgson 1 for 12. Fuck. Jay McCarthy fumbled 3 times. He lost 1 but recovered 2. So that ratio is not terrible. It's actually 2 for 3. Miles Price lost and fumbled his fumbles. So he had 4 fumbles and lost 2. And Theo Jackson caught the phone for the defense. They had 9 tackles too. Nice. They had 3 sacks to the defense. 1 from Dallas Turner, 1 from Jalen Redmond, and 1 from Jonathan Greenard. So he was out there sacking. The defense did pretty well. It's just their offense could not get anything going past the 50 in that second half at all. Not one thing. I don't think maybe one drive probably went past the 50 in the second half, and they couldn't do nothing with that. So they got to figure that offense out. They're gonna have to reel in their rookie guy, or their, I call him a rookie because he's like the Blake Griffin of a quarterbacks in terms of like his eligibility. You know what I'm saying? Like when Blake he was old, he was drafted 09, right? But his rookie was 2010 2011 season, right? That's what I'm saying. Get through your heads. Let's go. Don't lose me. I want to lose you. All right, we had 2 Monday night games, Buccaneers and the Texans. Buccaneers win this one in the eke-out fashion, 20-19, thanks to Rashad White's 2-yard TD with 6 seconds left. They tried to go for 2, but didn't get it. But thank goodness they didn't get it. Because I wouldn't have got my pick. Playmaker Baker, 25-38, 215, 2 TDs. Solid work. Bucky Irvin, 71 yards and 17 carries. Rashad White, 65 yards and a TD on 10 carries. And Baker Mason plays 33 yards on 3 carries. Mike Evans, 5 for 56 yards. Bucky Irvin, 6 for 50. Okay. Sterling Shepard, 4 for 34. Mecca Egbuka, 4 for 29, a TD. K.I. 3 for 25. Ryan Miller had the 1 for 20 yards and a TD. Made enough. Baker fumble recovered by Rashad White. Thank you, Rashad. 3 sacks to the defense. 1 came from Tyke Smith. Greg Gaines and the half sack combination came from the veteran Levante David and Elijah Roberts. What it is, fuck it is, You know what I'm saying? Whatever. As for Texans, CJ Stroud, 13-24, 207 to TD. Nick Chubb, 43 yards and a TD on 12 carries. Did okay. Nico Collins, 352 in the TD. Woody Marks, 1 for 37. Woody? He like Nick Chubb. I ain't gonna lie. he like Nick Chubb. What the heck? Yeah. Yo, they dead ass look like each other. Like he looked like Nick Chubb. Like dead ass. They probably Xavier Hutchinson, 2 for 29, matching Nick Chubb and Chubb. Dalton Schultz matched the yards with 29, but had 3 catches. And Jane Higgins, Danny matched 29, but only had 1 catch. Interesting. We used spreading the pill out. I don't know. Oh, yeah, 4 sacks to defense. 2 came from Daniil Hunter, 1 for Will Anderson, and 1 from Sheldon Rankins. Shout out to Sheldon. He's a veteran. You know what I'm saying? That's a pure veteran right there. Sheldon Rankins. Shout out. Shout out. Whoa. No picks. Nobody was sharing nothing. And yeah, that's it for them. And I got that one right. And the raising the Chargers in Vegas. And the Chargers win 20-9. Nice plays. Justin Herbert, the solid 19-27, 242, 2 TDs. Did good work. And ran for 31 yards of ground. He led the team in rushing. Wow. Who'd have thunk that Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes be leading their team in rushing in a game on the same week. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? Who would have thought? Najee had 28 yards and 8 carries, and Hampton had 24 and 8 carries. Quentin Johnson, 71 yards and a TD on 3 catches. Keenan Allen, 5 for 61 and a TD. Matt McConkey, 5 for 48. Okay, solid work. Trey Harrison, 2 for 34. Najee, 2 for 20. Justin Hurd, he lost a fumble too. That's not good. Darius Davis recovered the fumble for the offense. Is he offense? At 1.2, so at least one does not go out horribly. 3 Sasser defense, one from Dayon Hanley, Jamari Caldwell, and Khalil Mack, of course. Of course, Khalil Mack. Of course. Of course it is. He's a big man. But good grief, Khalil. I seen how that one play and then with your elbow looking out of place. Good wells, brother. I was like, God damn. I seen how that somebody can. That was the opposite direction of your arms supposed to go. And that was just a little disturbing. I'm not gonna lie. It was a little disturbing. But get well, big bro. We know how you is. You're like a freaking machine. They had 3 picks too. Dayon Henley, he had a sack and a pick with 10 tackles. Played a week nominee defensively. But not Roquan. But Tony Jefferson, he's still back there killing it. Okay, Tony. Okay, TJ. I see you that there. And Dante Jackson, the veteran for the Panthers. Yeah, he's still back there too. Man, shout out to Tony, man. He retired like half a little minute. Then came back and said, no, I'm gonna play for the other hardballs. Since I'm not gonna play for John. I'm gonna play for Jim. I ain't mad at him. It wasn't say. He said, I don't want to be scouting no more. He's like, I'm scouting. He's like, that scouting got brought that fire back in me. So yeah, I need that. I need this back in my life. I ain't mad at you, bro. At least you're now on the Steelers. You can be on the Chargers. Go kick it over there to LA. We ain't mad at you, bro. As for Raiders, they only got 3 Danskis, and Geno shared 3 times. 24, 43, 180. Good grief. No TDs and 3 picks. Ashton JD, 43 yards and 11 carries. He got a smooth package, but I'm sorry I traded Brody. I'm sorry, Brody. Now, if he goes off, what is? Jacoby Myers, 6 for 68 yards. Brock Bowers, 5 for 38 yards. Dante Thornton, 1 for 20. Dylan Lyle, 2 for 17. Zamir, 2 for 15. Trey Tucker, 3 for 12. I was ain't more about it, we was reading. Jordan Meredith lost on the line, but Geno and Adam Butler both recovered fumbles. Is he? No, Adam Butler's on defense. Good. That's what I thought. I was like, all right, he's on defense. He got 69 on his number. Nice. They had 2 sacks. Both of them come from Jonah Laulu. So I guess that's where one of them was on Herbert, and he forced a fumble. So nice. Good job. At least you helped us get a turnover. All right, let's make these picks real quick, and then we get out of here. Next time. Let's go. Let's do these picks real quick, and then we'll do the WNBA real quick, and then that's it. And then a couple games. All right. Pick 'em. I gotta do the rotation over there. Let's switch these ones. All right, Bills and Dolphins tonight. I'm going with the Bills, and I'm going to put them at 15 because I'm putting them at 12. All right, Packers and Browns. Go, Pack, go. Colts and Titans. Colts. Bengals and Vikings. Both back of QB starting. They're going to be inside. Carson's going to start most likely, so I'm going with Vikings. Steelers and Patriots. And another timeline would have had Brady versus double check on the fucking Steelers. Fuck! Patriots. Fuck that. Eagles and Rams. Ooh, Eagles. Slightly edge. Bucks to Jets, Bucks. Commanders eat Raiders, Commanders. Unless Jaden's not playing, I don't believe. Falcons and Panthers, Falcons. Texans and Jaguars. I'm going to Texans. Broncos and Chargers, Chargers. Seahawks and Saints, Seattle. Cowboys and Bears, Cowboys. Sorry. 49ers and Cardinals, 49ers. Chiefs and John. On a Sunday night, waiting all day for a city game on Sunday night. Oh my gosh. Both teams are 0-2. Good grief. Ew. Chiefs. Sorry, Russ. Sorry. Well, at least I get to see a black quarterback matchup. Two of my favorites, Russ and Pat, but that's the only silver lining of this game. Out of here. And the Ravens. We're going to thrash those lines like we did last time. They mop ass. How many total points we combine? 69, me Don. With some free from here. 69, me Don. Yeah, I don't get that. Either. Okay, let's see if I got the pick again last week. I did get the pick on Sunday. 20. Oh, 50. I played 52 points. It just said 29. I said, hey, all right, it's fine. All right, that's fucking fine. I went 11-5. I went 11-5 this week, so one game difference. 12-4, 11-5, man. All right, let's do the WNBA playoffs real quick. We had 2 games last night, and they ended in 2 different shocking outcomes. Phoenix just obliterates New York Liberty 86-60. Straight domination out the gate. Maintain the lead throughout. It was 25-25 the first, but that second quarter, it got ugly. 26-12 was 51-37.5. Then it got ugly in the third. New York could not score at all. They scored 2 fields in that quarter. And the first one came with 1:19 left in the third quarter. Yeah, it was that bad. All the points came for free throws. It was bad. And then Phoenix won the last one 17-13, and it was just a dominant fashion. It was balanced too. 5 girls in double figures. Satu and Alyssa Thomas led the way at 15 each, but Sally had 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals. While Thomas had 7 assists, 6 rebounds, and a steal. Repping Maryland Shorty, I love it. Kalia Cobb had 14 points in the block. They were on her moments. Dewana Bonner had 14 as well, 8 rebounds with 2 steals. She was out there shooting one-legged jumpers like she think you dirt. I was fucking around, but I was like, that's how you know y'all team hot. Your girl doing one-legged three like ain't nothing. Like what the fuck? Catherine Westbelt 10 points off the bench. She was spraying them threes. Sprayed a couple threes. I liked it. And we even got the bench girls. We got to see Kalani Brown for a couple minutes. I was like, okay, at least we got some. That's how you know it was bad. Getting extra, the bench girls getting burned. There was only one girl in double figures for the Liberty. It was Emma Misserman off the bench with a 6-1 work, 11.6 rebounds. Sabrina had 9, but shot like crap, 3 of 13. Tasha had 8. Wasn't really aggressive. John Quell 7. She had 13 rebounds, had 7 points and 2 blocks, but didn't shoot well. Still, he only shot 6 times. She got hurt at the end of game 1 with her knee. She came down a little weird on her knee, and she was a game time decision going in. She tried to thug it out as much as she can, but when you're hampered like that, it takes out your game from experience. So they had a lot of girls get to burn in. Johannes, Sibley, Talbot, Harrison. Yeah, they had to get. That's how you know it was bad. They got burned. So yeah. And Hey, y'all, see the one-legged thing, y'all. I just be throwing them fucking one-legged things. He tripped me out, bro. She be tripping me out with that. I don't know. She ice. That's a female ice tray right there. If you give her some if she get like ice tray minutes, she ice tray. That's basically ice tray. She try to do all types of shit. I see it. So yeah. They got him ice tray in the league, but she on the back good burn. You know what I'm saying? So going back to Phoenix tomorrow night. And can Golden State do the same thing? Or will Minnesota get a rest? Well, they changed the game, all right. Golden State came out swinging like they get in game one. 27-19 at the first quarter. It was up 41-28 at half. You think, okay, we're gonna go game three, right? They even maintained lead. It was up 14, 63-49 at the end of the third. I'm like, okay, y'all gotta do this one quarter. That's all you gotta do. Just close. Just close. But that veteran know-how led team of Minnesota really brought it out. And Fee went ham. Fee, Heidemann, Camden hit a big three off the glass, banked it in. Ooh. Yeah, it was, and Golden State could not score the first 5 minutes of that quarter. Well, first 4 minutes of the quarter. It took a while. It took like 4 minutes to get a bucket in. When they got within 3, that's when they finally was able to get their first bucket. They got like 8 at one point, but then they veteran their ass out to close this one out. Thanks to Fee with a big corner shot to giving the lead, big the lead. They kept trading buckets. Kayla was big too. You know what I'm saying? Monique Billings is the main one trying to do it right, but all in all, the veterans show their veteran shit. And Courtney Williams, she hit a big mid-range jumper too that put him at 3 and maintained. Cecilia Zandislani had one more chance to get a game winner, but it just went hit off the back iron and it goes out. And Minnesota wins the series 75-74 and they advance to the next round. I'm gonna go say hell of credit on that one. They should have finished, but this is a hell of a way to open the season out for the W. This is the first. We'll get started. The feats of Kaya Beast, 24.7 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. Cameron Bryant, 18 points, 4 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, but she had a block. Bridget Carlson, 12 points. She splashed all her mates from 3, 4, 6. Dejanay, 11 points off the bench with a block. Defense. And it was good reaction. Let me see. Tisha Hyman had 7 assists. And why was she a baddie for a day? It kind of threw me off. I was like, fuck? I was like, what is that? I was like, oh shit, that is her. I didn't know. I was like, oh, the tattoos. That's how I knew it was her. I was like, oh, it's the tattoos. It is her. It threw me off from. I was like, who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that, John? Who the hell is that girl? But it was her. I was like, but some people see the vision. I see a vision, but I can tell that it was not comfortable for her. But she even admitted, like, hey, the baddies got a lot of work to do, so I give all the credit to the baddies, which lead that's for the baddies. So. But not bad though, not bad. Monique Bells was the big girl of the bench. She led the way with 15 points on the pine, 4 boards and a steal and a block. She was doing her thing. Clean up the offensive rebounds and all that stuff. She was doing her thing. Janelle Salon, 14 points, 4 boards. Cecilia Zandislani, she had 14 and 5 rebounds with steal. Veronica Burton, most improved, 13 and 9 assists, 6 rebounds, 4 steals, and a block. She was doing everything she could do. And shout out to Clear Calls. She finally gets some consistent burn. She was good at Maryland, and she was always cool in the defensive game. Now she turned into a 3-and-D girl. I love it. She finally gets some time. Because she would always get time here and there, but nothing consistent. It'll be here, or like you taking over for a girl that's injured. Yeah, you get moved. She finally was able to start a playoff game. Proud of her. Rapping Maryland, shorty. 5 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block. And did a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown. What? Come on, son. Let us stay on the team. Signed to a hardship deal for the now a 2-year deal. You know what I'm saying? Get on the payroll. Or I think they're doing the expansion draft, so Ocean gets the expansion burn. You know what I'm saying? Either or. But shout out Golden State though, they was lit this year. They had the whole crowd lit, and they was in the where the San Jose Sharks play, and they was lit too there. I was like, okay, they got sun over and go in that California range. All right, that's good. I'm glad they established a fan base. It established their team here to play and to stay. And you got a coach of the year too with some nice players. Their future's looking pretty bright over in the Valkyrie Nation. And they got a fan base that's passionate. They got all that stuff. I like it. So whenever the new teams come around, they're gonna need a. I think this might be the toughest place to play. I think they might be on that path, right behind like Minnesota and a couple other teams. They're probably like third or fourth. So, but shout out to them. But shout out to Golden State. They did it hard. They play hard. Play great. It's just Minnesota. They like they're on a mission. We got 2 games tonight. Atlanta, Indiana. I'm going Atlanta. And Vegas is Seattle. Oh, I'm going for the upset. Seattle. I think they took their hearts out in game 3. Unless something goes down dramatically in that one, I'm going Seattle. So let's go with them. I got root for my baby Dickens. Let's see if she can get another one. I want to get one. Get at least one. I want to at least get a ring. She been in the finals before. Remember that when I was mad that Phoenix couldn't really win that one. Pissed off. Still pissed off at that one. But if you can get past, I like your chances. I like your chances. Yeah. So yeah, we need. Yeah. We'll see. And then we got one on Friday, Phoenix and Liberty. I might lean to Phoenix. I'm leaning towards Phoenix on that one. I'm leaning towards Phoenix. We'll see how that goes. All right, so semis and 3. Oh, semis is 5. Good. All right, good. All right, let's go to the game. Let's go to make some piece of baseball real quick. Then we'll roll out of here. Big girl. No, I still that commercial with I seen an ESPN commercial with John Cena. How the hell can you not advertise WWE? But there's a lot of games going on right now. All right. Schoolball's in against the Tigers versus the Guardians. Schoolball's on the mound for Tigers, and for the Guardians is Tyler Bibby, right? Tanner, my fault. I know it's one of the T names. But Cleveland just tied up in the fourth. There's 1-1 now. Thanks to John Kensky Noel. His 5th home run, make it tied up at 1. Pirates and Mets in New York. Mets up 2-1. And they just walked. And they just got a guy on third just now. As I think Pete Alonso just walked. They just walked Pete Alonso. So Blue Jays looking for their 9th win of the season, down 3-0 on Tampa Bay already in the 3rd inning. Now I got a man on second with 2 out, and they're trying to add on to that lead. And A's are in front of the Red Sox 3-1 right now in the 2nd inning. Yes. Now as they enter the bottom of the 2nd, so good. Mariners and Royals are warming up as we speak. All right, for the side of the Royals, they're about to pitch soon. 5 minutes. Is Steven Kolek. He's 5.5, 3.71 ERA, 99 innings, 67 strikeouts. Get 2 outs, you get 100 innings, my guy. Just get 2 outs. Don't get roughed up. Don't get roughed up. And Luis Castillo, he's on the mound, 9-8 on the year, 3.76 ERA, 167 innings, 149 strikeouts. I'm gonna go with Seattle. Sorry, Luis. Marlins and Rockies, good grief. Rockies are 41-111. Good God. Can their nightmare be over? They got 10 left. 66 of the year is Tanner Gordon. He's 6-6 to 6-1 ERA, 66 innings, 55 strikes. If he had 66 strikeouts, I'm like, what the fuck? This man might be the only man that had to solve the freaking Denver State. Sandy Alcantara's on the mound for the Marlins. He got his 50th career win last time against Detroit. Of course, he's dominant. He's 9-12 to 5.53 ERA, 161 innings, 131 strikeouts. Marlins. Cubbies don't got a guy yet announced for the game against the Reds, while the Reds have Hunter Green. He's 6-4 with 3.01 ERA, 92 innings, 116 strikeouts. Guess he won't be Christian Green. I guess not. I'll go to Reds. Sorry. Brew Crew and the Angels in Milwaukee. Quinn Price is on the mound. He's 13-2 with 3.25, 146 innings, 118 strikeouts. On the other side for the Angels is Yusei Kikuchi. He's 6-11 to 4.8 ERA, 167 innings, 166 strikeouts. Yusei, right? God, the A's getting roughed up lately. Except his last guy was in Seattle. He did 6 innings but couldn't get no decision. Wow. Go to Brewers. Yankees and O's. We downtown, baby. Cade Povey's on the mound. He's 3-7, 5.05 ERA, 101 innings, 109 strikeouts. As for the Yankees, they got Max Fried on the mound. Maximus. He's got 9 career victories now. Oh, ain't that nice? He got it last time against the Sox. Good. He's 17-5 to 3.03 ERA, 181 innings, 169 strikeouts. You freak. Let's go Orioles. Boston just scored. They just got a big old bomb from David Hamilton. His 5th of the year makes it 3-2. They're down 1 now. Let's go. And now he's got a man on first. Not Raphael. Probably wasn't Raphael. No, Eaton. Adam Eaton? Oh, Nate Eaton. I was like, Adam Eaton, he came back? I was like, what the fuck they get Adam Eaton back? I was like, that'd be some shit they do. Sign a veteran out of nowhere and shit. It's whatever. Last one is Dodgers and Giants in Los Angeles. Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the mound. 11-8 with 2.66, 162 innings, 187 strikeouts. I'm sorry, Yoshi. We had to ruin your no-hitter, child. He's been no decision last 3 starts. Listen to his last 3 starts. Against the Giants on the 12th, 7 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned, 1 walk, 10 Ks. Against my Orioles, 8 2/3, 1 hit, 1 earned, 2 walks, 10 Ks. Against Arizona, 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned, no walk, 10 Ks. Damn. This is the last 3 starts. And he get no decision. All of them. Thank you. Well, bye. Well, damn. Given the wins, fellas. And on the other side is Cuz, Logan Webb, 14-10, 3.34 ERA, 180 innings, 206 strikeouts. And he has 69 wins in his career, you freaky bastard. I'll go with the Dodgers. The race getting tight and essential. 4.5 lead for the Tigers. You gotta win this now. If not, it's gonna be cut to 3.5. And it's gonna be super, super tight. Toronto still 4 on the Yankees. Houston, Seattle really got tight. Seattle had a lead for a day or 2, but Houston got the lead back thanks to them winning last night and Seattle losing last night. So if Seattle wins, they're tied. I don't think Houston plays tonight, and I think they play a 3-game set tomorrow. So, that's uber critical. Phillies coach the NL East, right? Yeah, they coach the NL East. Nice, comfortable lead. The Brewers. They ain't clinched the lead, but they clinched the playoff spot. Same with the Cubbies. But their division still got up for grabs. The Dodgers, 2 games over San Diego, 85-67. Padres, 83-69. The wild card is a little clear in the AL. 2.5 lead from Seattle over Cleveland. Texas, 4.5 back. They're cooked. And we are cooked too. We have been eliminated for playoff. I used to pass that I used to pass the A's. Okay, can we get past Tampa? Please finish 4th. Toronto, we need your help, please. The Mets are a game and a half over Arizona, 2 games over Cincinnati, 2 over the San Francisco Giants, and 4.5 over the Cardinals, but I don't believe in them that much. So it's a little tight. It's tight. It's getting tight. You got 10 games left. You better make your move. If you don't, we out in the cold. And now I'm gonna leave y'all in the cold with that one too. So be well, stay safe, survive the vast, and I'll see you around this next day.